Okay, folks, so this video is on perspective, all right? And basics for beginners. This is what I needed when I first started reading and studying about it. And that's what I'm going to give to you guys, the very basics, some vocabulary, some definitions. And I think it's going to help a lot, okay? Very simple to practice and hopefully very easy to understand, okay? So let's talk about perspective for a second here. Um, you hear, people say perspective and everything, and basically all it is we're representing um, we're representing the visible world, basically things that we see, okay, which is three-dimensional. Everything we see in life is from the round and it's three-dimensional. Now we need to show it on a two-dimensional surface, okay? That's what our goal is, right? And when we do it, we're starting basically in art, we're starting with like boxes, right? And we want to get the height, the depth, and the width, you know, in perspective, um, correct on the two-dimensional surface, so it looks three-dimensional. Okay, so that's to start with. Okay, then you have your vanishing points. Okay, and that's basically the point at which parallel lines appear to converge. Okay, and I'll show you guys that when I draw it. All right, and then you basically have the horizon line, which you guys have probably heard before, and that all that is basically basically your eye level. So I'm going to draw this. I'm just going to kind of freehand this stuff here. So my lines aren't perfect. That's fine. Doesn't matter. The principles are what matter. If you practice these and they're a little sketchy, that's fine. A lot of people use rulers if you want to, and you want it to be, perfect, then that's fine. So first thing that we're going to do is this right here. This is our um, this is our eye level here. Okay, the horizon. This is the horizon. I like these big pencils because they just break and you just keep them going. Right, so horizon line is your eye level. Keep that in. That's very basic. All right, we don't need super, you don't need a bunch of information. You just need the basics. Okay, with whatever you're doing, master the basics, and that's how you're going to get really good. It's not from being like, you know, you don't have to be you don't have to know super complicated information, but you just, like I said, get good at the basics and you're going to be doing excellent. Okay, so let's start right. Let's say our vanishing point, we'll say, is right here. Okay, now when we're doing one point perspective, we're going to talk about both. Okay, so right here will be 1 point. Okay, and then we'll do 2 point on that side. So this is just kind of, this is um, like I said, basic, important, very important. Okay, so whenever you're doing 1 point, you can start out with a flat shape. So let's say you're drawing a portrait. Say, well, the front, I'm going to relate this to portrait drawing, okay? Because I don't think, I mean, maybe you guys are going to draw houses or something. I don't know, but I don't draw houses, so um, I like to draw, I like portraits and stuff are kind of fun because they're challenging, but anyway, so I just draw through like this. Keep your lines light and loose and sketchy, okay? You can go long with them. You can go long with your lines, just keep them really light, okay? Now, let's say our vanishing point is here, so what's going to happen is we're going to draw these parallel lines, right? Because, and they're going to converge down here. All right, and then what we'll do is we'll draw the back of the head, something like this. Now, from this perspective, we are looking up, right? We're looking up at the head. Okay, this would be underneath the chin, all right? So if we went like this, doop, 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 doop. Learn to slow down and enjoy what you're doing, okay? This video is going to go on for a little while here because I'm trying to do things in real time for you guys, okay? And of course, if it was a head, then your eye line would be here, okay? And then it's going to turn, here's the angle change, and come all the way down to the vanishing point down here. Okay? So, your eyes, a little generic head here for fun. So there's your eye line, okay? And it would go like, keep going. Brow line, bottom of the nose, right? It's a little generic head. And then, of course, this is underneath the chin, okay? All right, so let's jump down here. Let's say you have a head, and remember, starting out with a flat shape here. Let's say the head's right here. So this is our eye line, whatever you're looking at. You know, think about it like that. Now we have to come down to right here. That's our vanishing point, right? So here would be, we could actually make, goes the head probably a little bit thinner. You would draw it in relation to what you see in life. These are just generic ones, so. And so this was our point here. And then as it comes straight across, here's the eye line, halfway on the head, brow line, right? And that would tilt slightly. And then you would have your nose, just like we did on the top, okay? And the chin. Except this time, over here we're looking up, here we're looking straight, okay? And then we'll do one more right here. So this, we would be looking down, right? We'd be looking down on the head. Okay, so here's our corners that we got to find and connect to the vanishing point. And then that would be the top of the head there. So here's the top, right? Now these are just exercises, okay, you guys? This is not a, you know, exact proportions of a real head. They're exercises, okay? So when you practice these, keep that in mind. When you're drawing from life, you know, by doing these, practicing these, it's going to give you a feel for perspective. And when you look at things in life, like portraits and stuff like that, you're going to start thinking in terms of structure, which is, you know, organizing the planes, you know, think of planes, flat or level surfaces. That's what this will help you do, right? And remember, I can't stress it enough, the basics, you want to just get really good at the basics. So that was the eye line there, okay? Boom. Could put the middle line there, or the center line, and then it would be the same here, right? Eye line, and then it would go back to the vanishing point, like that. And then you have the top of the head there. Little eyes. Kind of fun. Okay, so that's 1 point perspective. You start with the flat shape. Then we could go to, let's jump over here. There's a lot of different ways that you guys can draw these, you know. It doesn't, you know, you don't have to do them exactly like this, but you could do them separately. I've done them a bunch of different ways. This way is pretty good. So 2 point, right? You're going to start with, so here's a vanishing point, and so we have these are our 2 vanishing points, right? 1 point, we only had 1, this one we have 2. Okay. Not sure how the time is, but let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, so we'll have to scoot along here. All right, so when you do 2 point, you start off with the single line, right? Boom. You're gonna get this point, come down to the vanishing point there. And remember, just like this one, we're looking up, but it's 2 point perspective, all right? So you'll see the angles are a little different. And then I'll drill through here. There's the box. And boom, vanishing point. Come through. Now, let's bring that over a tiny bit. I'm over here just going slow motion like I got all the time in the world. Boom, 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 and okay, 2-point perspective, right? We see both sides of the box or the head, right? So if you came up like this, that would be your eye line here, okay? And then the nose. So it would be like that. And then it would come down here, travel all the way down to the vanishing point, and then, you know, the ear would be there. And then underneath here is the bottom of the chin, just like this one. But now we have our 2 points, okay? So remember, 1, 2. Start with the flat shape, start with the single line. Okay, so let's try this again here. Single line, vanishing points, right? Something like this. Remember, make the, you know, draw long lines, draw through, be a little sketchy with it, have fun. You know, you don't have to use a ruler. Not everything has to be so static and perfect. Remember that, you guys. Nature is not perfect. So that's what makes it beautiful, is the imperfections, right? If everything's perfect and it's too sterile, in my opinion, right? Not that that's, you know, that's just my personal opinion. You guys could you could take it or leave it, but I like the imperfections and things. So boom. And then, of course, same principle as that, okay, for the head. All right, let's jump down here. We'll do one more. So just draw that single line, okay? Let's say we're going to find a point here, something like this. It's at quite an angle, but that's okay. And that'll probably come over a little bit more. All right. It may look a little confusing because I'm drawing through, but I'll darken it so you can see the box. And remember, you know, not everything's going to be, you know, cookie cutter perfect. So have a little fun with it. Give yourself some artistic freedom. So let's say the eye line. No, we won't do that one. Let's just jump down here. Okay, we'll come down here. Let's say the eye line is here, right? So the eyes would be there, nose would be there, right? That's the perspective. Which is it's kind of cool looking. It's very exaggerated, you know, like this. I mean, you're not really ever going to be drawing a portrait like this, but these are training exercises, okay? Very simple to do. We don't have time to get into the to lighting the object today. Maybe we'll do a separate video on the light, but for now, this is plenty of information for you guys to practice, all right? So you work on these, and the more you draw them, when you draw something, you internalize it, okay? So make sure you draw the right stuff. And like I said, just practice these. Not everything in life is going to be perfect. You're not going to be like, oh, this is exactly where the vanishing point is. This is exactly what the head of the box looks like. It's a little more organic than that. But these are just going to help you. When you draw, when you look at something in your mind's eye, you're going to have these in your in the back of your head when you look at things, and it will help you draw more structure, keep things a little more planar. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's it for perspective. Very simple, very basic, and I hope you practice it, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.